Hi everyone, welcome to this video on custom grouping in Syncfusion Xamarin.Forms DataGrid. In this video, I will show you how to customize the grouping based on a column when the standard grouping techniques do not meet your requirements. I write a converter that implements IValueConverter with custom grouping logic and then assign that converter to the group column descriptions converter property of right column in the DataGrid. I am using a sample application that was configured with all the necessary DataGrid namespaces and data. Also, I have grouped it based on freight column. You can download this grouping sample from the link provided in the description below. And you can also watch the grouping video titled Perform Grouping in Xamarin.Forms DataGrid, which I have shared in the YouTube card. In the grouping tutorial, I showed you how to group the data grid using group column descriptions property. Let me run this application in the Android emulator. You can see the data grid grouped based on freight column. Now I will show you how to group them based on range of values, that is from 0 to 100 as a group and then 100 to 250 as another group and so on. To perform custom group operation, first I need to create a custom group converter. So first I create a new class for my custom group converter, public class. Let me stop the application first. Group converter. I inherit the IValue converter. I implement the interface. So within the convert method, I write my custom grouping logic here. First, let me create a variable order info to store my order info values. I unbox the value as order info. I add the first condition as if order info at freight is greater than 0 and order info dot freight is less than or equal to 100. And within the condition, I return the value as less than or equal to 100 as string, so that whenever the freight value is greater than 0 or less than equal to 100, it will be grouped within the less than or equal to 100 category. I add the second condition, else if order info dot freight is greater than 100 and order info dot freight is less than equal to 250, I return the value less than equal to 250 and just add further conditions. Put the condition as greater than 500 to 750. Finally, the other values will be returned as greater than 750. So my custom group converter groups the values based on these 5 conditions. Let me set this group converter to my data grid. To do that, first let me create a content page resource in the resource dictionary. I create a key for the group converter. So now within the group column description property, I can use the converter property and set the static resource group converter. Let me save the file and run the application. You can see the data grid grouped based on the freight column with the provided custom group values. All these properties can be set in the code behind instead of XAML. Let me show you how to access these properties in code behind. In the code behind, I access the data grid object and add a new group column description. I set the column name as freight and set the converter as new group converter. I remove the code from the XAML part since I have set the same in the code behind. Let me run the application. You can see the grouping performed based on the range provided in the group converter. Now, let me show you how this custom grouping works in iOS. I change the startup project to iOS. I run the application. You can see the same custom grouping behavior as I showed in Android app. Now, let me show you how these grouping properties work in UWP. I set the startup project as UWP. I run the application. You can see the same custom grouping behavior as I showed in the Android app. That's it. Finally, let me summarize the main points. I explained the steps to create a custom group converter class and set it to the data grid using group column descriptions converter property. You can download this working example from the GitHub link in the video description below. You can also check if you are eligible for our community license, which gives you a free license key to use our Xamarin products. If you found this video useful, click the like button and subscribe to our channel to get notifications about new videos. Thanks for watching.